Beneath our feet lies a world we believe we understand. Rock, molten layers, a dense core. This is the image painted by modern science, a planet solid through and through. But for centuries, whispers have spoken of something different, a vast hidden realm stretching far below the surface, a hollow Earth. The idea is older than maps, older than telescopes, older even than the notion that the Earth was a sphere. It is the kind of thought that blooms in the spaces between dreams and waking, a world within a world, lit by strange suns, populated by ancient civilizations that time forgot. For some, this is nothing more than a metaphor, a symbol for inner journeys, for the subconscious mind. For others, it is a physical reality, a truth hidden behind locked doors and forbidden expeditions. From ancient myths carved in stone to modern conspiracy theories whispered in digital corners, the hollow Earth has been imagined as a sanctuary for lost cultures, a cradle of advanced beings, and even a secret refuge for visitors not of this world. Tonight, we travel down into this hidden realm. We will step through myth and history, into stories of explorers who claim to have seen its shining cities, and theories that suggest governments may have worked to keep its existence from public eyes. Whether fact, fiction, or something in between, the hollow Earth remains a mystery that will not let go. Long before geologists mapped the layers of the Earth, cultures around the globe spoke of a hidden realm far below our feet. A place of wonder, danger, and mystery. An inner world that mirrored or even surpassed the one we live upon. In the frozen reaches of the north, Norse mythology told of Svartalfheim, the land of the dark elves. According to ancient sagas, this subterranean kingdom lay deep beneath mountains and was lit by an otherworldly glow. Here, master craftsmen forged weapons and treasures beyond mortal skill. It was not a realm of shadows and emptiness, but one alive with industry, magic, and secrets. The roots of Yggdrasil, the great world tree, were said to pierce its vaulted skies, forming bridges between worlds for those brave enough to descend. Far from Scandinavia, in the hidden valleys and monasteries of Tibet, legends persist of Agartha, a vast underground kingdom ruled by wise and enlightened beings. Agartha is described as a realm of peace and extraordinary technology, where wars are unknown and knowledge flows as freely as rivers. Its rulers, some believe, occasionally send messengers to the surface to influence human history in subtle ways. Some monks have claimed that entrances to Agartha remain hidden high in the Himalayas, obscured by shifting ice, rock slides, and a code of silence that spans centuries. In the deserts and mesas of North America, the Hopi people carry stories of the ant people, mysterious beings who lived beneath the earth and sheltered the Hopi during times of global catastrophe. According to tradition, the ant people provided food, guidance, and safety in vast, torchlit tunnels until the surface was once again habitable. These stories are not merely symbolic. They speak of physical places, cavern entrances, and pathways that still exist, but are carefully guarded from outsiders. Farther south, Mesoamerican traditions tell of Xibalba, a shadowy underworld inhabited by powerful gods and spirits. In Maya belief, Xibalba could be reached through deep caves and cenotes, natural sinkholes that pierce the surface. While often seen as a spiritual realm, these tales also describe it with striking physical detail. Vast chambers, underground rivers, and the sound of rushing water echoing through endless passageways. Buddhist texts also hold hints of such hidden worlds. Shambhala is often depicted as a valley of enlightenment high in the mountains, but in certain accounts, it lies deep within the earth. Those who find it are said to never wish to return, For in Shambhala there is no sickness, no hunger, and no aging, only harmony and endless light. What's remarkable is not simply that these myths exist, but how closely they resemble one another despite vast distances in geography and culture. Again and again we hear of luminous underground realms, ancient civilizations, and beings of great wisdom or power. Sometimes these worlds are benevolent, offering protection or guidance to surface dwellers. At other times they are dangerous, testing or even punishing those who enter unprepared. Skeptics argue that these similarities are coincidental, born of humanity's shared curiosity about what lies beyond sight. But others believe the repetition is no accident. They suggest these stories are fragments of a shared history, a memory of contact with an inner world that has been passed down in countless forms. If we take these myths at face value, the earth beneath us is not a dead mass of stone and molten iron. It is alive with hidden landscapes, vast caverns, crystal-lit cities, and networks of tunnels older than the oldest civilizations. Perhaps entrances do exist, carved into cliffsides, concealed behind waterfalls, or sunk into ocean trenches. If so, they may be guarded not only by natural obstacles, but by those who have chosen to remain hidden from our world. And if those guardians exist, the question becomes, are they keeping us out for their safety or for ours? Throughout history, there have been stories of men who set out across the ice, the sea, and the skies, only to return with tales that defy our understanding of the earth. Some of these accounts have become cornerstones in Hollow Earth lore. They live in a strange space between documented history and whispered legend, stories often dismissed, yet never entirely forgotten. One of the most famous is the alleged journey of Admiral Richard E. Byrd. Byrd was a decorated American naval officer and polar explorer. In 1947, during Operation High Jump, he supposedly flew over the North Pole and entered a vast opening that led into an inner world. According to certain accounts, none of which appear in official naval records, Byrd claimed to have seen lush greenery, strange animal life, and a city shimmering with a kind of light unlike anything on the surface. Some retellings even say he encountered advanced beings who warned humanity about its destructive path. To this day, no authenticated flight logs show such an encounter, but the story persists, whispered in conspiracy circles and printed in fringe publications. Then there's the tale of Olaf Jansen, told in the 1908 book, The Smoky God. Jansen claimed that as a young Norwegian fisherman, he and his father sailed north through an opening at the top of the world. They found themselves in a warm, sunlit land, lit not by the sun we know, but by a small, smoky orb at the center of the earth. Here, they met a race of giant, peaceful people who lived for hundreds of years. Jansen's story is fantastical, yet it is described with such calm detail that some readers have wondered whether he truly believed it himself. Another enigmatic figure in Hollow Earth lore is Cyrus Teed, a physician from the late 19th century. Teed proposed a radical variation, that we are already living inside the Hollow Earth. According to his model, called cellular cosmogony, the entire known universe exists within a hollow sphere, and we are on its inner surface, looking up at the cosmos through layers of atmosphere and refracted light. He founded a religious movement based on this belief, and for a time his followers genuinely tried to prove the theory with strange optical experiments. Beyond named individuals, there are scattered reports from whalers, Arctic explorers, and even military pilots who speak, sometimes off the record, about unusual compass behavior near the poles. Some claim to have seen openings in the ice, strange auroras that seem to pulse with deliberate rhythm, or even unknown craft disappearing into the horizon at impossible speeds. The legends aren't confined to the polar regions. Deep cave explorers in South America, Asia, and Europe have occasionally described vast underground chambers that seem to stretch beyond the limits of mapping. Some accounts speak of distant lights moving in the darkness and of low, resonant hums that echo without a source. To the adventurous, these are hints of an interconnected subterranean world. To skeptics, they are tricks of perception, fatigue, or overactive imaginations. Part of what makes these stories so enduring is that they mix verifiable fact with impossible detail. Admiral Byrd was real, his expeditions were real, and his reputation was impeccable. Olaf Jansen was a man who lived and died in obscurity, yet his book still circulates today. And we do know the poles are difficult to reach and even harder to navigate, with vast, uncharted territories hidden beneath ice and sea. It is in this space, between what is known and what is imagined, that Hollow Earth legends thrive. Perhaps these explorers glimpsed something extraordinary and described it the only way they could. Or perhaps they gave form to a dream humanity has carried for centuries, the hope that somewhere, hidden from the eyes of the world, there is a land untouched by time, waiting for us to find it. When most people first hear about the Hollow Earth theory, they assume it belongs purely to the realm of science fiction. And yet, the idea has a surprisingly deep history in both scientific speculation and alternative thought. Theories about a hollow planet have been proposed, dismissed, and reimagined many times over the centuries, each time adapted to fit the knowledge and mysteries of its age. One of the earliest scientific proponents was Edmund Halley, the famous English astronomer best known for Halley's Comet. In 1692, Halley proposed that Earth might be composed of several concentric shells, each separated by its own atmosphere and possibly supporting life. He even suggested that the auroras seen at the poles could be caused by light escaping from the inner layers. Halley's ideas were speculative, but they were taken seriously enough to be presented to the Royal Society, showing that the concept was not always dismissed outright. In the 19th century, American thinker John Cleves Symmes Jr. took the theory further. Symmes believed that large openings existed at both poles, leading to a habitable inner world. He was so convinced that he spent years lobbying Congress and the public to fund an expedition to the Arctic. While the expedition never materialized, Symmes' ideas caught the imagination of the public and inspired both novels and adventure tales. His lectures often drew large audiences, blending bold scientific claims with the thrill of exploration. As modern geology advanced, mainstream science largely abandoned the hollow Earth model. The discovery of seismic wave behavior, the study of Earth's magnetic field, and a growing understanding of the planet's density all supported a solid or layered structure with a molten core. Still, hollow Earth enthusiasts argue that these findings don't rule out vast internal caverns, underground oceans, or even large hidden environments that could sustain life. To them, the official story leaves too many unanswered questions. In the realm of conspiracy theories, Hollow Earth has taken on a life of its own. Some believe it's the last refuge of ancient civilizations. Atlantis, Lemuria, or the mythical Hyperborea, cultures said to have vanished from the surface but continue to thrive below. Others suggest that advanced beings, possibly extraterrestrial in origin, have made their home in the deep recesses of the planet, using hidden entrances at the poles and in remote mountain ranges. Then there are the claims of military secrecy. In certain circles, it's whispered that global governments are aware of inner-world access points, particularly in Antarctica, and that they guard these areas fiercely. Photographs from polar expeditions are said to vanish, flight paths are restricted, and satellite images are occasionally censored. Whether these actions are genuine cover-ups or simply the result of geopolitical caution, they fuel the belief that something extraordinary lies hidden. Some fringe theories even tie the hollow Earth concept to UFO sightings. According to this line of thought, unidentified flying objects are not always visitors from distant galaxies. They might be vehicles emerging from underground bases. The logic follows that if an advanced civilization existed beneath the surface, they could easily appear and vanish without crossing the vastness of space. The theory also intersects with ancient mythology. From the Greek underworld to the Buddhist concept of Shambhala, many cultures tell of hidden realms below our feet, often inhabited by powerful beings or enlightened societies. Hollow Earth believers see these myths not as symbolic stories, but as echoes of a real, forgotten geography. Critics counter that these ideas lack hard evidence, relying instead on anecdote, hearsay, and coincidence. But for those drawn to the theory, the lack of proof is not a flaw, it is a challenge. They argue that in an age when most of the world's surface has been mapped, perhaps the greatest adventure still lies beneath us. In the end, Hollow Earth theory remains suspended between possibility and impossibility. It is a canvas onto which explorers, dreamers, and conspiracists project their hopes and fears. And like all enduring mysteries, it survives not because it has been proven, but because it has never been entirely disproven. The Hollow Earth theory, though dismissed by mainstream science, thrives in the modern age through books, documentaries, and online forums. The internet has become its lifeline, allowing enthusiasts to share maps of alleged polar openings, accounts of subterranean cities, and theories that connect it to ancient civilizations or extraterrestrial visitors. Social media algorithms ensure these ideas reach vast audiences, keeping the story alive. Pop culture has embraced the Hollow Earth in novels, films, and games. From Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth to recent blockbusters, the concept has been reimagined as a hidden world teeming with prehistoric creatures, glowing skies, and advanced societies. Its imagery, vast caverns, lush jungles, and inner suns has become iconic, recognized even by those who dismiss the idea entirely. For some, it's more than fiction. Artists see it as a metaphor for inner exploration, while certain spiritual groups claim it is a higher realm inhabited by enlightened beings. Meanwhile, stories of government secrecy, restricted polar flights, hidden military bases, continue to fuel suspicion that something extraordinary lies beneath our feet. The real draw isn't just the possibility of a physical world underground, it's the promise of discovery. In a time when the surface of the Earth seems fully mapped, the idea of an untouched, mysterious realm keeps curiosity alive. Whether fact or legend, the Hollow Earth invites us to imagine, and that act alone has given it a place in modern myth. Whether it lies in stone or simply in our imaginations, the Hollow Earth endures because it asks us to keep exploring. It reminds us that even in a mapped world, mystery still waits in the shadows. And perhaps, somewhere beneath our feet, wonder still whispers.